Hey, fantasy footballers, this is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and before we begin our Week 7 waiver wire video, let's just get the elephant out of the room. Yes, obviously I'm a Cowboys fan. Yes, it's embarrassing. If you saw that game, I apologize. I especially apologize to all Zeke owners, Dalton owners, Cooper. Well, Cooper had a good game. CeeDee Lamb, didn't have the game we thought he would be. And I'm just really sorry for Zeke. We kind of tweeted out that I thought maybe Tony Pollard would be a good kind of start as far as replacing Zeke. He actually went in after I tweeted that, which I thought was really hilarious. But it's just not a good thing. And we'll talk obviously more about the start and sits later on this week of maybe some of these Cowboy players that might need to be sat due to how this offensive line is playing, how Andy Dalton kind of looked nervous, didn't have the same obviously star-making ability that Dak did. But let's just halt the brakes. We're going to talk about the waiver wire video, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are looking forward to, especially since there were some duds, especially this week, like an Alexander Madison. Yes, he did not have a great game. Aaron Rodgers. Okay, there's a lot, all right? We're going to talk about some great pickups that I think will help you guys out. A lot of bye weeks happening. Injuries are still obviously occurring. And just some stars that are kind of showing up this week, which is great. So we'll talk about those things. So let's hit that intro. Let's get you to our video. All right, guys, back to the Week 7 waiver wire. If you have not already, make sure you subscribe to our video so you get some great content like this and also our start and sit videos to help you guys out with your fantasy lineup. Again, it's just that red subscribe button down below. Make sure you click it, hit the notification bell as well so you guys get those notifications throughout the week anytime we drop a new video. Also, if you love this content, make sure you hit the like button and continue to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Again, our description will be down below. We'll always update, answer questions, and live interactions. We'll also start helping you guys out with any of your trade questions. I know trade deadlines are starting to come up soon. We'll be able to help you guys answer any of those questions with Twitter and Instagram. So again, make sure you follow us down there. So I want to go into our Week 7 waiver wire picks. So the first thing I want to talk about, really tight ends. So there were a couple injuries, like Jonnu Smith unfortunately got hurt with an ankle injury. So his replacement came in and actually did a really good job. Anthony Ferguson actually had a really great game. He's available in almost pretty much every league right now. So if you look at his stats right now, he's available in about 99% of leagues. Again, nobody thought of him as a tight end to, stash. He actually had a great game, had a touchdown, over 100 receiving yards. And right now, Jonnu might be out, so he might be a good streaming tight end this week to kind of fill in because Tannehill absolutely loves the tight end position, and Tannehill has been playing out of his mind this week, so he's another guy I would absolutely pick up. Next guy I want to talk about is Trey Burton for the Indianapolis Colts. So Mo Alley-Cox was out, but this coaching staff really loves Trey Burton. He does all kinds of things for this team. So he's available in about 80% of the leagues right now. He had 2 touchdowns last week, 1 rush, 1 receiving. He did an amazing job, and he is available. So I think he's a great start going forward. Phillip Rivers, as you guys know, loves the tight end position. Antonio Gates was his best friend while he played for the Chargers. So Trey Burton is someone I think will only continue to develop and build that relationship with Phillip Rivers. The next guy I want to talk about is the old school Rob Gronkowski. He had an amazing game last week. And you know what? I started watching that game, and I started to see that they were play calling for him. Okay, now I know Tom Brady has a lot of weapons for him. Godwin, Rojo, Mike Evans, sometimes Scotty Miller. But Gronk is starting to kind of develop into this offense, which is a great thing for those Gronk fans out there who just want to see that tight end spike at the end in the red zone. So he is somebody that's available. Yes, he was available less than some of the other tight ends that are out there, but he's still available in a lot of leagues, about 41% out there. I do see some growth happening with him, and I do see a lot of plays starting to kind of get geared towards him, especially when you get into the red zone. So I think Gronk is maybe a good stash player, great streaming player right now. I know a lot of people are kind of unsure what to do with him, but he is somebody I would start to look at when you start seeing this Bucs offense starting to develop and really kind of introduce him more into the play calling. Next, I want to talk about going to be our running backs. So running backs, again, injuries. It's inevitable right now. This season, 2020, at this point, I think we all need to walk around in casts or arm slings or something because everybody's just getting hurt, ruining everyone's fantasy football season so far. And if you're one of the lucky ones, you might have been able to pick some of these waiver wires in the previous weeks that were helping replace like a Mike Davis or something like that. So obviously, everyone thought Alexander Madison was going to be a great waiver wire pick. Everyone predicted him, especially against that horrible Atlanta defense. And unfortunately, he was somebody who just didn't show up. He looked great when he backed up Cook. He looked great when he filled in when Cook got hurt. He is just not going to be a starter. And I know a lot of people have been asking us on Twitter if he's somebody you should drop or maybe stash. If you have Cook, he's a good option to handcuff if you have the space and don't need anybody else. If you don't need to handcuff or you don't really have the space, just drop him at this point. Cook is only expected to miss the one game. He will be back better than ever. Trust him that, he'll get you those points. So one of the injuries that occurred, obviously, were for the 49ers. Raheem Mostert, again, hurt. High ankle sprain right now. We tweeted out that he's probably going to hit IR, which is at least 3 games that he's going to be minimal out. Which begs to differ. Is it going to be McKinnon or Hasty? Now, I know that kind of threw people off when Hasty came in instead of McKinnon to kind of take over when Mostert was hurt. But I still believe McKinnon's going to be the guy. And I think one of the articles I read out there was that they were kind of keeping McKinnon fresh, knowing that the injury was kind of severe for Mostert, and they didn't want to kind of put McKinnon in a situation where they didn't need to. Hasty is obviously a great prospect. Came off the practice squad. If he's available and McKinnon's not, maybe a good stash player. But I just don't think I have the same amount of value with him that I do with McKinnon. McKinnon did a great job filling in as the starter. Obviously not a rushing leader, but he was a great PPR back, great receptions, good playmaker for them. So I would definitely get McKinnon. He's available in about 29% of the leagues right now. Again, all this is relative to this morning's pickups if anybody didn't have him on waivers. Next guy I want to talk about is Miles Sanders' injury. So Miles Sanders, there's no real clarity about behind his injury. He is out Thursday. That has been announced. He's not going to play Thursday's game against the Giants. So Boston Scott easily lines up into the starting role. Giants do have a pretty good rushing defense. The only back that actually had a good game against him was Ezekiel Elliott. He had 94 rushing yards against them. Other than that, the Giants actually do a really great job at stopping the run. But Boston Scott, being that there are so few weapons for Philadelphia right now, he is going to have a great game, whether it be some rushing, maybe a rushing touchdown, but of course PPR. So I would absolutely pick up Boston Scott. He is available in about 82% of the leagues right now, continuously dropping because, of course, everyone's trying to go after him. But he's definitely somebody you have to pick up for a great buy or maybe a flex player for this week. Now, the next guy I want to talk about is for the Jets. Now, this is kind of a maybe foreseen future with him, but he is somebody I would possibly look at. So Lamical Perine is a rookie that is starting to show flashes for Adam Gase. And Adam Gase just needs to go away. But while he's the head coach, loves this back. Frank Gore is not a full season back. He is a compliment back at his point in his career. Still doing amazing things at his age. Great back there. But Lamical Perine is really starting to take over some roles. He didn't have a huge amount, but he is starting to kind of show that he's getting some of those carries. And I foresee him starting to develop more, especially with, let's be honest, the Jets are going to go 20, 30, 40 at this point in the next few years. So I think they want to start developing some of their younger players, and that's somebody that's going to start getting some more carries, some more receptions behind the line. So he is somebody I would stash. Again, he's available in about 80% or so leagues. So make sure you go after him if you can stash him. I start seeing some really good, future with him in the next few weeks when they start to lose even more games and they just want to start playing their younger talent. Now, the next I want to talk about is wide receivers. So there are a lot of receivers on our waiver wire list this week. Some are great for some bye weeks. Some are great for some flex. And some are some starters you may want to have for the rest of the season just because they've started to really kind of develop into their offense and really starting to show either a wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3 role. And I would absolutely pick them up. So one of the first guys I want to talk about, if he's still available, is Deebo Samuel. So Deebo Samuel right now is available in about 26% of the league. Not a lot of availability, but he's out there. Deebo Samuel obviously had a great game last week for the 49ers, and I expect him to obviously continue to have that role as long as Jimmy G, of course, plays like he did against those Rams. So I do expect Jimmy G to have some good games, some bad games. But Deebo is somebody I would say is very consistent this week that will definitely help out in your fantasy league. So the next guy I want to talk about is the old man, AJ Green. A lot of people have been asking us on Twitter, is he worth picking up right now? I would say hold on. Give it another week or so to see if he is somebody that you would want to have on your team. Yes, he had an amazing game. Of course, he's available in most leagues right now. But with the emergence of T. Higgins, obviously Tyler Boyd's still the number one guy right now. AJ Green, more or less, is going to be one of those type of one-off games. He might have a really great game, or he might have a game that he just absolutely doesn't show up. So just be careful with AJ Green. Continue to ask us questions if, show us pictures of your roster, and maybe it makes sense for you guys. But again, I would be very hesitant right now with him. So the next guy is T. Higgins. So T. Higgins has done a great job. He's really been consistent in the past couple weeks. Great compliment to Tyler Boyd. He's available in just about 48% of the leagues or so. He actually has more availability than AJ Green because I think AJ Green's name is what helps him out. But I would say T. Higgins is definitely the guy I would go after than I would on AJ Green. So make sure if he's out there, grab him. He's been doing a great job hitting double digits the past few weeks. And I still see that happening. And let's be honest, the Bengals play behind a lot. Joe Burrow throws a lot. And I expect that to continue the rest of the season. Next guy I want to talk about is Mike Williams. He was obviously on a bye. And I expect with, again, games being behind, he's a great complement to Keenan Allen. And he's got a great rapport with Herbert. So Mike Williams is available in a lot of leagues right now just because a lot of his injury had occurred early in the season. So a lot of people kind of dropped him or just never drafted him. But he is available in about 54% of the leagues. I would say he's probably available in most leagues that you're in. Maybe, again, a wide receiver 3 flex player that you might need. As long as it's in a PPR, I think Mike Williams is a great pickup for you guys. And I would absolutely go after him. Next guy I want to go and talk about is Adam Humphries. So Adam Humphries, yes, is the third receiver for the Tennessee Titans. Obviously last week, Corey Davis was out with the COVID-19 IR reserve. So he really kind of came into the second. But even when he played as the third receiver, he's done a great job of at least hitting double digits every game. He's a great PPR receiver. He does occasionally get those touchdowns. Good rapport with Tannehill. So I would absolutely go after him. He's available in about 91% of the leagues. He's a great flex player every week, a great DFS player as well. He's going to get you anywhere from 12 to 18 points almost consistently. So if you need somebody to just kind of get you to those double digits, Adam Humphries is a great pickup for you guys this week. Next guy I want to talk about is Tim Patrick. So Tim Patrick for the Denver Broncos has actually really done a great job the past couple weeks. He has really, I would say, emerged sort of as the number one guy right now with Jerry Jeudy kind of being very inconsistent. I know everyone wants Jeudy to be the guy. He just kind of hasn't really helped himself yet, and I think he's kind of still developing. But Tim Patrick has done a great job. He's hit over 100 yards the past couple games. He's available in about 82% of the leagues. Again, these are some great players that you need to kind of fill in the flex, or if you got some bye week situations going on that you need to fill in a receiver, I would absolutely go after these guys who will help you guys out. Next I want to talk about are the Eagle wide receivers. So Travis Fulgham is still out there, which blows my mind. He's done a really good job filling in for the really starting role as the receiver to help Carson Wentz out with some of these games. Eagles continuously play behind, so they're always passing the ball. Carson Wentz trusts in this receiver. He's available in about 69% of the league still, and he's hitting double digits. He's a great PPR receiver, and I'm unsure why people are still not trusting him right now. Yes, this week there's a possibility of Deshaun Jackson coming back, and that's somebody I think you should possibly look at as a waiver wire, because Deshaun Jackson's available about 76% of the leagues, and he is, pending any setback, is expected to play on Thursday. So can you make sure you follow us on Twitter, because we'll keep you updated in the next couple days or so if anything changes. But if Deshaun Jackson's back, Deshaun Jackson obviously falls in the number one slot for the Philadelphia Eagles, and a good probably wide receiver 2, wide receiver flex spot. But if not, Travis Fulgham again falls in that number one receiver spot for the Eagles, and definitely a great wide receiver 2. Again, absolutely a great flex player. He's done a great job And again, against the Giants, I think it's going to be more of a shootout, kind of like the Dallas Cowboys-Giants game. There was a very big shootout. I would expect Travis Fulgham to have a really great game. Like I said, if Deshaun Jackson does play, he is absolutely somebody you want to pick up as well, being available in most leagues. Like I said, just make sure we are following us. We'll keep you updated, or, again, any other sports news you guys have. So I really appreciate all of you guys loving these videos, watching these videos, and continuously following us to give you these great content for you guys. So that really finishes up our Week 7 waiver wire video. If there's, again, any players you think that would be some good pickups, or maybe some of these players aren't people you think are great pickups, please let us know down in the comments below. Let us know how you guys did over the weekend for fantasy. Did you guys lay a dud, like I did, unfortunately? Or did you guys have a great win and continuously get closer to that championship? Again, please let us know down in the comments below. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video and hit that subscribe button. We want to continuously give you this great content for you guys. Look forward to our start and sit video on Thursday. We'll drop that at 9 a.m. on Thursday morning. And again, have a good one.